Hey, I am back with another video of what if Naruto lived in the Whirlpool. And yeah, we're gonna restart our brains to find out what happened the last part. So let's see. Shit, the evasion Naruto gummed it since he was getting into the fight. He and Gara jumped up and they were met with Tamari, Kankuro, Shimui, Konai, and Omoi. What should we do, Naruto? Ryo asked. Okay, here's what we're gonna do, Naruto said firmly. The Sand siblings Mika, Ryo, and Komuro team looked at Naruto. Mika and Ryo will come with me and come out in the fights. Sumui, you and your team will help the Eastern Center. Sand siblings, you go to head of the Eastern Center, Naruto said. With orders, they all left to take care of their behalves. Naruto looked at Ryo and Mika. Well, let's get to kicking butt, Naruto said. Scene break. The journey were all fighting. They had awoken the Genin that had fallen asleep due to the master in Genjutsu. They ordered them to help advance the civilians. Oh yeah, come to the mama boys, Yofi shouted as she wimped out 5 Sounin with one swing of her huge sword. She's insane, Hannah said. I know, isn't she amazing? Inko said in a total fangirl mode. Inko, quit friend-mining and get back to fighting, Asama said. Shut up, Smokey. I can form over my new Anton and kick ass at the same time, Inko said as she was handing 3 kunai, killing 3 Sounin. That's the way, Yofi shouted as she jumped into the flare. Inko and Cross following right after, and slamming and flashing. Kunai sighed as she dodged a kunai. She just knew this was going to be troublesome. Guy was keeping up to compare with Kakashi, with how many enemies by beat. However, Guy announced his new number. Kakashi would reply with a number 1 higher than Guy's. This would make the green jumpsuit wearing Jonin shout loudly about flames of youth and how he could beat Kakashi's number. Okay. Scene break. On the roof inside the barrier, Celine and A shield with Hiruzen. They were fighting Orochimaru. It saddens me that you decided to do this, my old student, Hiruzen said fully. Really, Sensei? I believe that this is a long time coming. You had no idea how long I planned this. The day I kill you, Orochimaru said. I bet you probably had many wet dreams about this moment, Celine complimented. I didn't count on you coming in, but it does not matter. I kill you all, Orochimaru said, knowing the wet dream comments. Oh my god. Cocky little Oizzy, A complimented. Always was, Hiruzen said. Enough time has come. Enough, your time has come, Orochimaru said. He then performed a jutsu and Hiruzen's eyes widened and when he realized what Orochimaru was doing. You dare bring them back from the dead? Hey, you knew to figure it out, Sensei, Orochimaru said with a smirk. What's it going to do? What's going on here? A asked confused. Orochimaru is attempting to Edo Tensei, a kenjutsu that releases the dead and does a building of one of that has revived them, Hiruzen said. 3 corners rose. Any way to stop them? Celine asked. Yes, we must destroy those coffins before he could finish, Hiruzen said. That's all? Celine said like she expected there to be something more to it. This made Hiruzen and A look at her. Celine then flipped her hair back and pulled out 3 kunais and then detonated all 3, hitting each coffin dead center. Now for the magic word. Now for the magic word. Now for the magic word, Celine said. This not only confused A and Hiruzen but Orochimaru too. Boom, Celine said with a smirk. The 3 coffins exploded into stands of wood that rained down. This, of course, shocked everyone who had seen the sight. The explosions were so loud that everyone would have a ringing in their ears for a while. What the hell was that? A asked as his ears were silently ringing from the explosions. I told you, Naruto improves exploding tags. The ones I used were a special kind. Kunais that built in exploding steels. With no to wrap a tag on the kunai, Celine said, performing that at all by the blast. But that powerful? Hiruzen asked as he put a finger in his ear, hoping to stop the ringing. Yup, those are the 25x times, Celine clapped. Orochimaru's shock turned into rage how easily his plan was destroyed. You'll be the first I kill, he said as he charged to Celine. Scene break. Outside the barrier, Crows and Zabuza looked at what happened and nodded. They pulled out their katanas and then moved to the opponent's side of the barrier. They hunted their kunais and said the magic word as soon as the kunais hit their marks for a solution explosion. Okone dropping the barrier. What the hell are you waiting for? Zabuza asked to the shocked Ambu. Scene break. Naruto, Mika, and Rio were fighting off Sound and Sounden Shinobi. Naruto sensei attacked from his back and ducked just in time. He turned to find Sasuke staring at him down with his Sharingan active. What the hell, Uchiha? Naruto shouted. I've been waiting enough. You will fight me now, Uzumaki, Sasuke said with a great mental. Damn it, Uchiha. We're in the middle of a fighting in an invasion here. It's not the time to get all emo-like, Naruto said. Sasuke then charged in to attack Naruto and Rio dashed and kicked Sasuke aside. Use your head, Uchiha. Now is not the time, Rio said. Out my way. I will not have you interfere, Sasuke said. Rio looked ready to fight. Stand down, Rio. If this idiot wants to fight me, I will. Naruto said with a sigh. Naruto, Mika began. No way around it, Mika. But make sure you record everything, Naruto said. Mika nodded and used a few Kage bunish and throw clones within out and set up seals that would record everything. That also helped was that the 3 of them cleared out this area so they can have no enemies around disturbing them at the moment. Okay, Uchiha, you wanna fight? Let's fight, Naruto said, sniffing his stance, getting ready for whatever Sasuke had planned. Sasuke grinning with mental glare. Mental tower. Scene break. Back on the rooftop, Ambu, Crow, Zabuza, B, and Yokito who were A's guards, began helping their leader fight off Orochimaru. The snake's ninja was very unhappy how all his plans had been ruined. The 4 that held the bear somehow survived, and they were helping face off the attacks from their leader. but they were all injured from the blast. They are catched and couldn't fight at full strength. Orochimaru was having a lot of trouble trying to fight 3 Kage level shinobi in Akuna Ichi. He admitted A and Hiruzen, but the lead from with Celine pulled out 2 seals and slammed them on Orochimaru's arm. She then activated them and slammed sealing pain run up and down the snake's arm. My arms! What have you done? Orochimaru hesitated painfully. This stopped some of the fighting as Celine stepped back looking quite among. I incorporate your arms. You're no longer to be able to perform any jutsu ever again, and no kind of medical jutsu will help you, she said. The seals Celine used were ones she had created her own, and were only ones ever made. She created these seals and experimented and that tried them on a time she actually used them in a fight. Sorry. Shit, I messed it. Now I lost track. Okay, let's go. She created those seals to amend and had tied them on parts of new Whirlpool they had, and they worked. But this was the fight where every hard to do and would be leaded as Kenjutsu do now, dangerous they were. Orochimaru's arm huge dead as he sides, and black liquid was dripping from his unraveled flames. Curse you all! I will rule the day you mess with me. The great snake sunning Orochimaru. Orochimaru husked. My God, can you be any more Vermont? Celine said. Orochimaru hissed as he glared at Celine one more time, then took his leave. The 4 shinobi with him followed suit. Well, now that's taken care of. Let's get back to helping clear out our paths, Celine said. A nodded and grinned. He cracked his knuckles. He knew this wasn't really his fight, but it'd been a long time since he had a good workout. Hiruzen was pleased he was able to get out of this fight alive. This fight had taught him survival visual things about himself that he needed to complete later. He needed to focus on pushing out inevitables from his village. Scene break. Kakashi and his fellow Jonin were during back the infield focus with Yofi and Ninko, taking down all the opponents with gear. Hideki then sent something in forward. I need to check on Naruto and my team, he said. Wait, I'm coming with you, Yofi said. The rest of the joining followed since they had nothing else to do. They cleared out all the enemies within their sight. They followed Hideki till they found his team and Sasuke. What the hell's going on here? Yofi asked. Tachiro went to attack Naruto and made Naruto fight him. We tried to stop him, but Naruto ordered me to stand down, Ryo said. Why? Kunai asked. Naruto knows what he's doing, Mika sighed. Doesn't sound like you got that much confidence in the brat, Inko complimented. I have all confidence in the world and Naruto, it's just the timing, Mika said. Yes, in the middle of an invasion, Ryo said with a nod. Well, hold on. Damn it, I lost track where I was. Found it. More sound and sanding came in, and Ryo moved in, so why wouldn't interfere with Naruto's fight? Shouldn't we stop them? Kunai asked. No, not going to help. The Chia is hell burning fighting Naruto, and nothing is going to stop him. If we stop them, he end up trying to kill Naruto, and then Naruto back his turn. And I sure as hell not going to let that happen, Mika said, as she uttered a couple bone down at some sounding and comboing them. Got that right, brat. No Uzumaki has ever died on my watch, and I sure as well not going to let that pass to begin. That trend to begin, Yofi said. The Konai Johnny weren't sure what to really do. Scene break. Sasuke was trying to get through Naruto's defense, but no matter how any angles he tried, he couldn't. Naruto, however, wasn't doing much. He was just defending himself, letting Sasuke wear himself out so he doesn't waste as much energy fighting. Why wouldn't you fight back? Are you afraid you lose to me, you super? Sasuke said with a great boost. No, just don't want to waste my strength on something this idiotic. I have better things to do, Naruto said. This angered the Sasuke and marks began to cover his body. Shit, I thought we sealed that freaking mark, Naruto said. Mika and Ryo turned to see Naruto now having to fight back since Sasuke had grown faster due to the curse mark. They realized however, Naruto had said to Sasuke had targeted the curse marks to activate. Shit, we're going to stop this now, Inko said, watching the fight. No, Naruto could handle it, Hideko says, though he did want to step in and end the fight. He had to trust that Naruto would end things before they got out of hand. Are you sure? Kunai asked, worried. Yes, Naruto can handle it though. I'm gonna crew his ass out of being stupid enough to agree to this, Yofi said. Inko still wanted to jump in, but when she felt other smirk of chakra, she turned as did everyone else. It was coming from Naruto. I hope to save this for the better time, but I guess I have to use this now, Naruto said. Scene break. Mika turned from the enemy Sannin. She put down to see Naruto. She could sense the chakra around him and knew it was from the QB. Naruto could control the QB and go up the three tails if needed be, but he never had to use it in a fight before, so he wasn't sure how long his truthfully lasts. Please be alright, Naruto, she said softly before ducking under attack and getting back to work. Scene break. Ryo cursed himself for not being able to help Naruto. He was busy with a couple of sand and sounding that would attack Naruto in the back if he wasn't for him. Well, I guess I'm doing my job in a way. I'm watching Naruto's back, he saw. Break scene. Scene break. The Konai Jonin sealed the chakra coming from Naruto. Senses the chakra coming from Naruto, but it wasn't the medical's lance chakra they felt when the QB attacked all those years ago. No, this chakra was permanent in the way Naruto could control it and help measure it at by. A part of his training when he was growing up was a Hazame the QB chakra. He had enough good inside him. Enough good memories to control his dark side and harness the QB's power, but he couldn't handle all the QB's insane power. He needed to train and work hard to be able to handle more tails. How strong is this kid? Asuma asked. Scene break. Okay, Sasuke, you wanna fight? Then I give you a fight, Naruto said. The red aura surrounded Naruto. His blonde hair had a red sparks in them, and claws grew with his blue eyes now dark and full of power. The red aura took on a form of fox with three tails waving back and forth in non-existent breeze. Sasuke had a sane grin in his eyes as he soared off with his newfound power. Naruto, however, saw Sasuke like he was going to slow motion and easily dodged the attacks, and confused by slamming a knee into Sasuke's gut, then gutted to back of Sasuke's shirt and tossed him away. It all happened in a milliseconds that not even the Jonin could see it. It just barely. Sasuke went flying and crashed into a building. He entered anger. How could you be more powerful than me? I'm a Uchiha. I should be unstoppable with this new power of mine, he bunted. It's simple, Uchiha. With great power comes great responsibility. I'm using mine in response nature. What are you using yours for? Naruto asked. Sasuke growled as he charged at Naruto. Naruto dodged it easily and threw an uppercut into Sasuke's jaw. Sasuke went flying up towards Naruto when he threw up and punted an actual combo on Sasuke's scars. The Uchiha several times in mid-air before slamming the Uchiha down to the ground with a solid kick. Sasuke punted into the ground with a loud thud and created a small crater. Give up, Sasuke. You can't win, Naruto said. Sasuke got up and rode up with great anger. He then began doing hand signs, and Kakashi's eyes widened. He knew those hand signs. Soon, the sound of crank birds were beginning heard. So you copied that juice from Kakashi, and from the looks on his face, you did it without his permission, Naruto said ideally. I don't need anyone's permission. I'm a Uchiha. This power will make me great. I'm able to kill Itachi with this power, but I tested on you first. Die! Sasuke shouted as he charged full speed at Naruto. Naruto stood there as Sasuke's tutorial made a countess. There was a shock throughout, but that made everyone then pause. Was the tutorial made counter with Naruto? He disposed in a palm of smoke. This made most everyone let out a breathe, since they knew it was just a clone and not Naruto getting hurt. Nicely done, Sasuke. So that move only works on Sukune targets. I'm not, Naruto said, standing on top of the damaged building. You somehow survived? I killed you, Sasuke punted since his chakra was getting about spent. I used a shadow clone. I just wanted to see if you could actually use that move. You could, even though it wasn't done very well. You got the required chakra used down, but you didn't have the skill to use it. The tutorial needs to be used when going at high speed, and you didn't have that kind of speed yet. Now I should show you how to use a powerful move, prodigy move, Naruto said as a swing mass of chakra aired on his right hand. That couldn't be. Kakashi said, stunning as he stand up at Naruto. What is it, Kakashi? Kunai asked. That move. That's one of the Force signature moves, Kakashi said. What? It couldn't be, Asuma said. It is, Kakashi said. What is it? Kunai said. Naruto jumped off of a building He was standing on and shouting short straight down at Sasuke, who was standing there studying. The Rasengan, Kakashi said in his... Really? Okay. The Rasengan, Kakashi said in a whisper as he stared at where the move his sensei had created. The hold on. Rasengan! Naruto shouted. The Rasengan hit Sasuke and threw him back. He flew and hit a building. He was down of the court. Count. Naruto stood up straight. Naruto, did you? Mika asked. No, I put enough power to hit him and knock him out. As much of emo asshole he was, I know I couldn't kill him, Naruto said. Mika nodded. I hate to break up the moment, but a little help? Ryo called as he was doing his best to hold some enemy nin. Right, let's go, Naruto said. Mika nodded. The joining joined and soon the region was stopped. Scene break. I think I should finish this up because it looks like it's about to rain. So, where was I again? Right. Scene break. Hiruzen sat at his desk, exhausted. He had survived the invasion, but he knew that would probably wouldn't have without the help of New Whirlpool and Kumo. They helped a lot than the fight that Konoha knew about the invasion, thanks to the ancient information they got from Gaara and his team. But this all come about from one person, Naruto. This made Hiruzen smile since even though Naruto was a shinobi from another village, he still dreamed of Konoha and he still deemed Konoha a place to protect. A knock on the door disturbed the why am I studying? The old Hokage from his thoughts. Come in, he said. Lord Hokage, there's a critical meeting, a shinobi said. And they didn't tell me. Hiruzen thundered. Scene break. In the catacombs, there was a debate going on what to do with Naruto and with the whole Sasuke thing. That thing should be killed. It harassed our precious Uchiha, a Konoha member said. There was a gentle argument from the civilians' counter side. You risk a war with New Whirlpool for such a mired sight? Shukai asked tiredly. Mater, mirror, Scott says Uchiha isn't mirror at all. He is the strongest shinobi in all of Konoha, a pink-haired... Oh my god, Sakura, you're oh my god. A pink-haired crowd member shouted, "That's enough!" This had everyone turn to see a very angry Hiruzen Shinotobi. He moved and sat in his seat. I was unaware of any control meeting. His side glared at the civilians' control side of the room. We were just discussing what we would do with that brat that harassed our Uchiha, a council member said. Simple. We do nothing, Hiruzen said. This caused a big ruckus. Hiruzen putted out a huge amount of kunai to silence everyone. Manually, the civilian side. We do nothing because Naruto Uzumaki is innocent. His aunt is a Lady Selene, the leader of New Whirlpool, and he's close friends to the Rezai as well. We'd be fools to do anything since we're weak from the invasion. if we do something as foolish as to attack Naruto, then that gives New Whirlpool a opening to attack, and I should tell you that Como and New Whirlpool are allies. We don't have the strength to take both out of current state. Not to mention that Naruto isn't the civilian of Konoha anymore. He is a shinobi of New Whirlpool and just out of our reach, Hiruzen said. But something that must be done, a Konoha member said. No, nothing should be done. I read all the reports from the Jonin who witnessed the fight. I also saw the recording that was done and saw that Sasuke Uchiha was the one who initiated the fight against Naruto during the invasion, Hiruzen said. But he also debated the site commented from a superior officer advisor to help administer evidence protect. We lost several civilians thanks to his turning of duty, he was said. Then that's just give us grounds to push the Uchiha instead, Tuzan and Kai said. The shinobi Kanto agreed. There was shouting from the civilian side how about Sasuke shouldn't be punished since he has the Sharingan. Well, this was going on. Shinobi pounded in Hiruzen's silent everyone and turned to the shinobi. What is it? He asked. The lady Celine is here along with a fire demo, the shinobi said. Let them in, Hiruzen said as he tired sighed. The door opened and Celine came in with open. The fire omen Dormo. They were chatting like they were old friends with them. Was Naruto's theme since Celine wanted her along with her guards, as well as Sabaza and a crow. What's the meaning of this? A council member shouted. This had the two rules stop talking and turn to the Kona member. Hold on. Yeah. This was quite rude of you interrupting our conversation, Kona member, Celine said coldly. Hiruzen moved forward to stop anything from happening. Lady Celine, Lord Omo. Yeah. What can we do for you? He asked. Yes, Celine. And I was just discussing some trade terms. But that's something totally different. Yes, I am here to see the alliance between Konoha and New Whirlpool here isn't dissolved. He said. Dissolve? What do you mean? One of the Konoha asked. Alliance? What alliance? Another asked. Celine tissed as she shook her head. It is sad what you don't teach nowadays, she said. This anger interrupted the council. But I shall anger you all, Celine said, ignoring the air of the council. She then explained the whole history between Konoha and Whirlpool. That Whirlpool helped build Konoha by improving them with seals to protect themselves. There was only outraging from the council about this scene. They think only the Senju and Chiha were two main clans to help build Konoha. How the shinobi Hokage married Uzumaki Mito to strengthen the bond between the two villages. The shinobi side knew that Celine was telling the truth, though it was a bit hassy for them since it had been a long time since they heard of this. How you dare call me a Uzukage a liar? Celine asked, itching a eyebrow. How do we know that isn't some kind of setup created by that thing? A council member spout, pointing out Naruto. He could have created this whole thing up to make himself look big. There's no such place as New Whirlpool at all. Oh my god, the rain is getting bad. Anyways, you calling my nephew a liar? I wasn't in Prince of Fire Demano. I run you through my sword, Celine said coldly. The sense to chill through a spines of everyone in the room minutes the new Whirlpool contowns and the fire tumble. I am pleased that this village has taken good care of our own, Donzo said. This had everyone looking at Donzo. Donzo was just a old man as Hiruzen was. They both were up for position of Hokage back then, but the Nembi Hokage Tomarama Senju picked Hiruzen instead of Donzo. Donzo was angry with this since he saw Hiruzen was a weak leader, even when Hiruzen was younger. Konoha needed a strong leader, and he thought of himself as that. He lost the chance to move Naruto when he had the chance, but now that boy has returned this could still have a chance. It will gain it since he heard of all his skills Naruto has. Donzo. I'm surprised you crawled out from under the rat-filled root. Clear your name. You're alive to join us, Celine said. Donzo ignored this. And with that, I believe that New Whirlpool should return. Naruto, since he does belong to Konoha in the first place, the old war hunk said. I don't think so, Celine said firmly. Oh, and why is that? Donzo said. Simple. Naruto is one of the last of the pure Uzumaki line, and if he belongs anywhere, then he belongs in his place of his birth. Whirlpool, in this case, New Whirlpool, where his family is, Celine said. Donzo opened his mouth to speak but was cut off. Also, the fact that Naruto lived in an option by his village, abusement by his visits, it was meaning that he was and no was because of this allowed him to call anywhere he wants home. He has called New Whirlpool his home, and there was nothing you could do about it. Plus the fact that he was one of my shinobi. I will fight you in this village tooth and nail before you even get to Naruto, Celine said, glaring right at Donzo. Donzo started back, thinking that he could get some of his root agents to follow New Whirlpool contest, and then embauch simulate them all and snatch Naruto away. Then he could abolish Naruto like he had wanted to. Plus, it would help to know where exactly New Whirlpool was, since he had never heard of it through his networks. Celine is correct. I've looked all over the paperwork, and it's all valid. Naruto Uzumaki is the shinobi of the New Whirlpool, and nothing can change that. He made his choice, Omen said, speaking for the first time. There was silence, and civilian side was happy that Naruto would not be in their village to treat it. The shinobi side wasn't as happy, since they heard many reports and saw Naruto in action and wanted Naruto in their village. Manually, they knew how strong Naruto was, and it would be a boom as to have such a young, strong, and talented shinobi in their ranks. But we didn't come here to discuss Naruto. We're here to save the treaty between New Whirlpool and Konoha, I said. Yes. Now, about that, one of his shinobi, Sasuke Uchiha, decided to attack Naruto while he was helping defend your village and from the invasion, Celine said. Lord Uchiha would never do such a thing. A civilian some member shouted. Celine glared at the council member, and it froze their blood. I like that you wouldn't impound me when interrupt me when I'm speaking. You will have your turn to shout begin things later when I'm done, Celine said coldly. Obi covered his chuckles with a cough into his sleeve. The shinobi side did their best to cover their smiles and laugh, as did Hiruzen. As I was saying, Genin and Uchiha attacked Naruto without cause, and in the middle of an invasion. Naruto was risking his life to defend your village, but only because we're allies. Genin and Uchiha attacked Naruto and had even tried to use a deadly jutsu on him, Celine said. What jutsu was it? Somebody asked. The Chidori, Celine said. There was mumbles in the shinobi stands. They knew that the Chidori was a assassin jutsu and was only used to kill. I will also add that Genin Uchiha had copied this from a Jonin Hatake without his approval, and I didn't know how things were done in Konoha nowadays. But I thought copying a fellow shinobi's jutsu without permission is quite rude and followed up upon, Celine said. Lord Sasuke has the right to do whatever he please, a civilian council member said. And I guess that begins me to disappoint this too. It's not really on topic. Genin Uchiha isn't a lord at all. He isn't even their pounds since the true heir, Itachi Uchiha, was never stopped of his title of permission. Itachi is still the heir to the Uchiha clan, not Sasuke, Celine said. There was scene and hesitation at this as Celine got glares from the civilian side, but Celine ignored them like the glares guns they are. It was true though, Itachi was never removed from the line of successions in the Uchiha clan, so that meant him their heir to the Uchiha clan in Konoha, even though he restarted the Uchiha clan in New Whirlpool. Konoha, even though he restarted the Uchiha clan in New Whirlpool, as very contemplated, but that were things to stand off for now, Itachi. Till Itachi does something like hand over Konoha Uchiha clan head title to Sasuke, which has no plans of doing. Itachi at the moment was still thinking about his options. But back to the topic, I was punishment for Genin Uchiha for not only attacking one of my shinobi, but also immediately using an assassin jutsu on him, Celine said. An attempt use? Hyuga asked. Yes. Though Genin Uchiha knew that the jutsu he didn't have all control to use, nor the risk either. If some of you remember that even though a Sharingan can copy a jutsu, it doesn't mean but they can use it like the original. They have to train with the jutsu to get familiar with it, but able to use a practically without the necessary of a organer, Celine said. Yes, seem to know a lot about the Sharingan, Shikaku Nawa complimented. I do, Celine said, back to the punishment. The shinobi side knew they wouldn't get any else out of Shinlin, so they were curious as to how she knew so much about the Sharingan. I am back, but I am in a different place in my house because the rain got too badly when in my room. So I moved somewhere that was more quiet. And so where was I? Yeah, here we go. Sasuke Uchiha will get 2 days of D-rank missions, and civilian counter said. I must be mistaken that it isn't the Hokage that has the power of punishment shinobi. I didn't realize he give that power over to a civilian side of a council, Celine said. Lady Celine, you ain't mistaken. The Hokage still has the power. The civilian control has no power or control over my shinobi at all. I will punish getting Uchiha Hiruzen said. Celine titled her name. I have the decision to how to punish your getting Uchiha in your hands. I know you be fair and just, she said. There was glares from the civilian side, but Celine ignored them. Well, I believe this has been quite a busy meeting. I wish the same could be said for my meetings. I have to the capital. I have at the capital. Ome as said, joking at the end. Scene break. I think this is where I'm gonna end it. So hope you guys like this, and yeah, drop a like and subscribe. Well, bye bye.